tonight's game between these two rival teams. The visitors are Zebra Space Pirates, and man, have they been on a roll lately. They're coming into tonight's game with a 3-game win streak. However, if there's any team performing better right now, it's tonight's opponent. The league-leading talent Forshine Sparkers are the hosts tonight in their loud and passionate arena. Buckle up, everyone, because this is gonna...
Yep. Hello, Retrothon. Bedwablackburn here with Gekisou Sentai Carranger. Racer Zenshi. Wonderful game. This is actually part of the Super Sentai series that was... it was Power Rangers Turbo in the US. But this is an important year for the Super Sentai series and consequently for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series because this is actually the 50th anniversary of the Super Sentai series in general. That being said, I'm going to get a reset so we can see that wonderful Sufami Turbo goodness on the mini cart here. And then we'll go ahead and get into it. 3, 2, 1, and go! We missed out on Yellow Ranger Love in the last run, but we will have the Yellow Ranger for 3 out of the 5 levels on this run. 1, 2, and 5. For good ending, we're trying to get 250 gears. I do not know all 50, unfortunately. I do know, however, the Super Sentai that was based on the first season, or was used for the first season of Power Rangers, was Zyuranger. That originally came out in 92-93 and was the 16th season for Super Sentai. This one was Carranger, the 20th Super Sentai. So that being said, you know, it makes it so that it's very, very awesome to know kind of the background of Power Rangers through the Super Sentai. Some of the stories are quite a bit different than you would expect from it. But this one, I've got a soft spot for. Give me one moment here. Boss is a little tricky here. There we go. That was Bibi Donpa, the Beethoven of outer space. Usually he'll try to jump to the background and throw cars down at us by conducting them with his baton. No, we don't play that. We don't have time. Yellow Ranger for level 2 again. Continuing on though. Go Ranger through... Nice. That one, yeah, again, I wish I knew all of the ones. I'm still learning them. I'm still getting used to them. That right there is our first RV Robo recollected. To get the good ending, we have to get 250 gears. 50 gears for each one of the vehicles. So, and you'll have a small cutscene like that, and at the end of each level that you get 50 or more in, you'll go ahead or hit your respective 50s. You'll get also a cutscene showing. Jetman is great. Chojin Sentai Jetman is also a NES game, which I would highly recommend. I've actually played that one. Lost it. There we go. Nope. This itself looks easy, but is actually the toughest boss because you have to... And I lost... Wish that would have went a lot smoother there, but that, if you get it right, you can actually juggle him in the corner and absolutely chop a bunch of time off that boss. So, oh yeah, it is a legit... Jetman is a great game. Highly recommended. Now we switch over the Red Ranger for stages 3 and 4. Because we go ahead and use that... Because they're pattern-heavy bosses in these 2 levels. So we try to go ahead and minimize both the amount of time the patterns take and the amount of damage that we do, because Red's sword deals 2 damage instead of 1. That way we can cut the time on the bosses and get faster. Yeah, we have a little guest here. One of my cats just showed up. Hello, Kukla. And across. Yes. That is the youngest of my 3 cats, Kukla. I have a Void. She has definitely gotten bigger. This is NN Narenko, the Bozok's best graffiti artist. Totally scripted fight. Whoop. Well, we just had him get away from us, so we're gonna have to hit twice more. Okay. And that's why we don't let him get away from us, because that can happen. That was not preferred. Thankfully, it was on the last hit, so we had to take 2 hits, as you saw there, instead of 1 to finish him off. Red Ranger again. This and Stage 5, or the final stage, are the best music in the game. Sub-boss coming up here is actually the right-hand man of President Dynamo, Zelmoda. So, and that's the other nice thing about this game. You can fall down holes and you never know what you're going to find. It's definitely a lot different in the stage building. It was made for simpler times, but it is awesome. Got a single jump there instead of jumping twice. Zelmoda, just like the emote there. We got the swoop. 2, 4, 6, 8. Perfect fight. Note, you hear the first hit, but you see the splash for the second hit. And here's where I call the gauntlet. Yeah, we lost our weapon there, but we do have a spare one we can get up here. I'll just push through. Backups are good to have. Did not quite go as planned for the gauntlet. And this boss is Gekisou, Bozok's best dishwasher. But that's strange, he seems to change when we hit him. Well, that's because he is actually Speed Max. He is, and I looked away right at the wrong time. Now, this is going to be a much longer fight because of this. The patterns will change on us, my apologies, but we will still be well within time, so. But he is Speed Max, Speed King Max. He is the fastest racer in the universe. And he is known for making kids happy with his racing everywhere. But the problem was he crashed, and he ended up being brainwashed by the Bozok, which is the main bad guys in Carranger. So that was unfortunate, but this is also the reason why, when you defeat Max, or Esu, the reason why he does something different when you defeat him. He does this. Bye, Max. He does not blow up like all the other bad guys. Last stage here is President Dynamo for the main boss. Of course, he's the leader of the Bozok. And there is a hidden sub-boss we go to called Beauty Zonette. She's a princess in disguise, and she by being pretty, she convinces Dynamo to blow up the Earth, or as they call it in when it's translated from Japanese, it's Ursh. So there's a mispronunciation there in how they say it, which is kind of funny. She was. That's a deliberate damage boost, so we can go ahead and have iframes through the rest of the bridge. Over. I may know where quite a few of these gears are. Now let's see if I get my mash correct here. Little bit of stutter. She got barely to the center. Usually if my mash is on point, I can get it before she gets to the center. And we're at 252, so we're good to go. Let's go. Coming up on time here as soon as he gets blown up. Time. You know it. You know it. Thank you for the GGs. This by far is the game I know the best. I might just like it just a little bit, as you see there on my wall behind me. But this was my first speedrun. And this has been my 5th year with RGL playing this game. I appreciate it every time, RGL. I'm going a little bit, I need to get that. I need to get the Shout Factory DVDs. I've been going out a little bit more. This is actually the Fighting for Traffic Safety shirt, which is the catchphrase from Carranger. Thank you as always, everyone. Now, watch here. Dynamo will actually be carried off by one of the Wumpers, which is the Bozak equivalent for the putties, as he, you know, is unhappy moving on. There we go. That's the thing about this. For such a small mini kart system, this music is phenomenal. Part of the reason why I love the game. But again, thank you always. Every time you have me, RGL, this is appreciated. Love you guys. I will see you tomorrow with Lords of Exile. That's actually up here with Lyria any %. And until then, I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Take care.